Commence primary ignition.
Hey, this is Katie O'Brien, and you're watching the Virtual Cantina Network.
Hey everyone, welcome to the week of the Virtual Cantina Network as we're doing our rewatches of the first and last episodes of all the shows while we're vamping until Lego Star Wars and Skeleton Crew and all that stuff. But look who's back.
It does exist. No.
We got the governor back.
What? Oh my God.
What? Do you know, my favorite thing this week has been looking at the promo where it says, with your hosts, Dave, Spencer, and Notman. Like, okay.
When he put that up, I texted Dave, I'm like, really? He's like, oh yeah. I'm like, okay.
Exactly that. Well, you know, that's you. Technically,
Yeah.
we do have more than one Jonathan, but just one Notman.
Yeah. One pirate, one governor. I'm back. Really pleased to be here. Really excited about tonight's episode. Thank you for
Excellent.
having me back and joining in with the fun.
So we're going to be watching the premiere of season 2, which is called The Marshal, which is a fantastic episode. It's chapter 9, but we'll talk a little bit about that. But a lot of really interesting Star Wars news, I would say.
How deep do you want to go? First, let's go with the good stuff. Man,
Okay.
was there crazy fun with Mark Hamill in Chicago this past weekend?
Oh yeah, Mark Hamill. Everybody was like, had such a great time. Skip had a great opportunity with him and ended up in the video package that Official Picks put up. Everybody got great autographs, great photo ops.
So many members with their official, like, professional photo ops that were showing that were just beautiful, gorgeous. So many. Thank you to all the members who posted their autographs and stuff on the page. I've seen Red 5 helmets. I've seen vintage collection figures. So much really good stuff.
Yeah,
Funko, the band.
So many things that's given me ideas of, when we finally are able to, get him in a room.
Yeah.
Just to think about from there. But, congratulations. Everybody got to meet him. Skip living up to his internet celebrity status, that being easily recognized on the floor of a con now, which is pretty fantastic. You see?
Exactly.
So it's working.
Indeed. I messaged him immediately. It's like, well, it helps to get Mark Hamill's attention when you have your own personal T-shirt designer in Jeff. It's like, yeah, there you go.
Yes. So yeah, some great cons going up, and we'll talk about another one coming up as well, which is, we can talk about right now, is Manny Jacinto was just announced to be at Dragon Con next week, which is fantastic, which I wish was closer, because I have so many things I want to get signed, and I just got my Acolyte Pops in the mail today. But go ahead.
It's close enough and it's far enough that it's killing me.
Yeah, I figured. But I honestly, I'm in a state of shock that of all the shows, this is the one that they opted to make the statement about, that they're not doing a second season. What's your thoughts, John? John?
You're on mute, not me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to say anything. I promise you.
No. What's your thoughts? I mean, I'm in shock that of all the shows that had come out and ones that I thought the Acolyte was way better than, this is the one that they actually made the statement of, we're not doing a second season.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, it's, I think it's one of those things where it's kind of divided opinion, where a lot of people kind of said it was set up for a second season and that should happen. And a lot of people said, well, the expectations of the quality of it and what people thought about the series itself probably led to their thoughts being, well, there's not going to be a second season. I think in a way Disney are kind of looking at, is this something that we want to pursue? And looking at maybe just ratings and audience figures, they've kind of said no. But in a way, I think they kind of tripped over themselves a little bit by kind of setting up some of the story to continue. So I got mixed emotions. I'm kind of disappointed that some of the storylines won't be continued, but I kind of understand the reasoning behind, the audience figures, whether you agree with it or not, and the ratings, whether you agree with it or not. And, for me, I haven't talked about it yet, but this season, the Acolyte, for me, it was great start, great beginning. Middle really tailed off, and some of the acting storylines wasn't my favorite. And then we had that kind of ending. But, it's a shame. I like all content, and it's a shame it's not happening. But I also understand some of the reasoning behind that.
I think that more so than anything else, personally, that I'm obviously intrigued by Plagueis. I'm intrigued by what's going to happen to Chimera and May. And also, who the hell was that green guy with big ears at the end of the show? Like, I want to know who that was.
Yes, because we'll never see that character ever again.
Yeah. Ever.
Yeah.
And we got Pete Young here from Australia in the crowd. What's going on, Pete?
What's up, Pete? Okay, so I will point out what other people have pointed out is I kind of trust Variety. They generally don't get stuff like this wrong or don't jump the gun.
Right.
But let me point out that there is no official announcement whatsoever. Everything seems to be coming from one particular article with a source that is unnamed. It's not officially there. I know there's some other stuff going on too that looks to be that this is true, but a second season was never promised. Leslie, the director herself, said that this was like a one and done story. It was going to be self-contained.
That's my point. That's my point.
I disagree that the story as it was told and displayed on screen was a one and done, because there's so many freaking questions that we still want the answer to. But yeah, it was an enjoyable show, if not superbly well crafted show. But I enjoyed watching it. There certain pacing and acting and that issues, but I am all about. Yes, exactly, Peter.
So that means that, Peter, you're going to get a photo op in Japan with him, right?
Okay, that's the shot now, Peter. You've committed yourself. I want to see like dueling abs with Manny Jacinto photo op there. But yeah, I liked a lot of the actors. I'm so down for kung fu fighting style lightsaber battles, Wookiee Jedi, and just so much more of it that I would have liked to have seen more of. And I want to know, how the hell did Plagueis know the stranger, I don't know. It's a lot of questions, but I'll believe
also,
it when I see it. It's a thing. There's a lot of other potential ways that you could have gone to just can this. Why'd you have to say anything? Just let it sit. Let it simmer. It hadn't been gone that long. I mean, it hadn't been out. Just let the collective.
People are still asking about Fett or Obi-Wan season 2, and they have not said anything. Or Solo.
Exactly. Yeah. You
know,
just don't.
One thing I want to point out is the timing. Like, why now? Like, I don't get it. Why would you announce that now?
We talked this on Tuesday. Two of their big shows where they have a big presence at San Diego Comic-Con dedicated the entire pavilion to Acolyte.
Yes.
Concept art, props, costumes, the whole 9 yards. D23, they had brought out Manny for his first signing 2 weeks ago. And then they do this now. So what happened last month?
But and they announced Dragon Con after this announcement. They announced him for Celebration just before, and he's announced for Dragon right after.
Literally like a day after.
But I have a really important question. And I think everybody out there viewing would want to know the answer. Let's assume that Manny Jacinto, let's not assume. Manny Jacinto is at Star Wars Celebration Japan. I think we ought to know what T-shirt will Spencer wear.
I'll give you money on that one.
Oh, it's
because
easily.
We have to know. We have to know.
Oh, it's going to be the Semantics T-shirt because first and foremost, I love all of our shirts right now. That's my favorite because it's so well crafted, and the word cloud Dave came up with was incredible. But Semantics, to me, is one of the greatest single word explanations in Star Wars. Period. Like, damn! Like you just blew my mind for the last 40 some odd years of. Now Peter's getting one with abs printing on it.
There you go.
Should we get you one? We'll redo Semantics where it has like abs here, and then it's one of those that inside out where you can flip it over your head and it has the Semantics face.
That'd be absolutely fantastic. But I was saying this earlier, John. It's like if he's doing more shows in the United States before Celebration, I'm hoping that he does a local one for me, just because, obviously we have to say the Celebration tax. And I know I need a couple, from him, not just including my, my cast piece, which, by the way, Skip started a cast piece and did not get Eunice on it when he saw him in Chicago.
What?
He left it home. I'm like, dude. I'm like, you had the opportunity to get Kabasa. Like,
yeah.
I've done that, but not at home. I've left it back at the hotel. I will admit that.
You have, yes. I remember that. But he's like, oh, I didn't think about that. I'm like, we got Carrie Ann Moss last year, dude. We had the perfect start to our pieces, and you had opportunity to get Eunice, and you forgot it?
Well, hopefully Eunice will still be signing for a good long time and be doing and Eunice is doing other work, wasn't it? That I think he was he announced, or did he hint at that he's in season 2 of Wednesday?
Yes, that's why he dyed his hair darker, which leads me to believe he might be Lurch.
That would be a logical assumption.
Unless he has a brother. I don't know.
Lurch's brother's cousin's former roommate.
Yes, absolutely. But for those who know, we're going to be watching, once again, Season 2, Chapter 9 of The Mandalorian, which is called The Marshal. So please make sure you have a Disney Plus all queued up.
Like that guy, right?
Speaking of, all that, we announced
the
that
best
we are
hair in Star Wars in it.
Yes. We're going to be bringing...
Best hair in Star Wars, and it's definitely not any of the three of us.
That is correct, sir. But we're bringing Lauren Vogt and John Goodson to Bunta Eve Nashville at ICCC in little over 40 days from now. Great guests, opportunities to get a dual sign with Amy Allen with Lauren, as well as Brendan Wayne with John on a Razor Crest piece. 42 days. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. Now, Dave, I mean, Lauren getting out there, you sat with Lauren in
Yes.
San Francisco. I mean, how big is this for, these kind of people to get out there for,
You've got to come see Lauren if you do nothing but stop by the table and hear her stories. Okay. You need to come because there are stories of so many things that she's into and she's doing that I had no idea about, the early days in some of the ILM things, the prequel stuff. She's refurbishing a lot of original trilogy like costumes that she's doing now. Ghostbusters, Nightmare Before Christmas, it'll be the kind of, it's getting on to spooky season in October when we see her, is get her to tell you about Nightmare. So many things and stories and fun.
But please, try to make sure you come up there. It's very, even if you're in Nashville and you're not going to ICC, come to. It's it's $10 ticket. It's right in the lobby, right off the lobby in the main panel room. With some karaoke, with some signings, with some swag. You never know who might sing. You might not know. I mean, I would love for Brendan Wayne to get to sing The Gambler, but that's just me.
Oh, that'll be hilarious.
I mean, there is video going around of some droid named Zero singing Rawhide in California. So,
wow, I have to see that.
Oh, it's good. And unfortunately, I got pulled on stage by Details to do Walk This Way again. So it was a repeat from London. But so how much FOMO did you have, Mr. Notman, from the trip?
Off the scale. It was, I mean, seeing some of the videos and the interviews, a lot of it was just looked amazing. It was definitely a one in a lifetime trip for everybody that was able to attend. So a lot of FOMO. So looked amazing. I know the intimacy of meeting wonderful people in such a type of venue that we put on, and I know that you get incredible insight and conversations, and so that was the part. Apart from missing my friends, that I really missed out on.
Yeah.
Well, you were definitely missed, and for those, it was great that Katie was our bumper for today because she was the first interview on the Bunta Hot Seat with MVO. Great interview.
And we got more of those coming. Lots more coming.
Oh, yes. So every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern, we'll get another episode. So we have another episode coming out this coming Monday. And we'll have them for the near future because we got quite a bit. Again. So, but all of our guests were very gracious. Very, a lot of repeats, friends of the family that have been on the shows, like Chris and Misty and Details, and having Kevin and Tracy Thompson with us again.
So much goodness in old people, and not so much is I was telling today at the open house for my school, is telling a story about meeting Billy Bryan, and because kids wearing like a Stay Puft shirt. It's like, aha.
Yes. I mean, that was great. And the fact there was a picture. So Mark Anthony Austin, which was a wonderful gentleman in his own right. If you follow him on social media, the last couple of his posts in the last 2 weeks has been putting over
it's my helmet that he's signing.
He finally signed your helmet, Dave.
Yes, and like I said, and he gave me his phone, and I videoed it for all of his social media, and he's been putting it out there. So that's my helmet that you're seeing him sign, and it's amazing because he is one of the last surviving vets that I needed for that. I think I've got maybe two more. I think I've got like maybe two more. So.
But Mark has been posting about how excited he was to actually meet Billy Bryant.
Oh yeah,
as a fan of Ghostbusters, and there's that great shot was on Billy's table of him inside the belly of the Sarlacc pit, which is really, really cool. And also getting that shot of Aidan Barton watching himself in Sith was actually, I thought, kind of cool.
I love the fact that Aidan and Tux like brought their own vintage figures for fans to buy and for them to sign. I am anybody that watches this channel knows that I am a huge fan of bringing vintage figures for them to do it, but for those guys to have them on the table for you, and for Aidan, like I had the figure that Tux had, but for Aidan to have figures that I didn't have. Yeah.
John, he got a pregnant Padme figure signed by Aidan, and he pointed, "That's me," with arrows to the belly.
That was good stuff.
Great story.
No, but thank you very much, everybody. And don't forget, also, this coming weekend, we have a great meetup at Colorado Springs Comic-Con with Juan and Bree as our hosts. So please make sure that you are able to stop by. Chris Bartlett is part of that con. Obviously, we got Rhode Island Comic-Con coming up this year as well. That's all squared up. And we got we're working on a New York Comic-Con as well. So plenty of opportunity, and obviously ICCC.
Oh yeah.
Plenty of opportunities to see your VCN family before Japan. And we love seeing you guys. We have the meetup. Even the meetup at San Diego Comic-Con was huge. Like I thought rivaled a Rhode Island Comic-Con meetup as far as sheer people.
Oh, there were tons of people at that one. That was a great meetup. And just there are so many people from San Diego, like here and there on the floor, and you're bumping into people and great. Yeah,
especially some jerk Mandalorians that won't allow me to take pictures of certain props.
I heard all about it.
Oh, that's just perfect.
I'm like, dude, I just got off the plane. Let me get some pictures. No, we're here first. Fine, whatever. Spencer.
Yeah,
nothing escapes my ears.
No, great to see Jeff and Reggie cosplaying
on the floor. I did have this graphic. There you go.
Cool. But yeah, we'll be back at Dave & Buster's on the 1st of November. Great meetup. It's one of our biggest of the year. You never know who stops by at that one as well. There's a lot of great Star Wars actors. They just announced Sam Witwer, which is a great get. I know. Well, Dave will be there. We'll FaceTime Dave. If anything, just to have him tell me to read between the lines. That's really my purpose of the. Yeah, exactly. But we're very excited about that show, and also don't forget LA Comic-Con, which has that incredible lineup with Hayden and a whole bunch of great Star Wars actors as well. Same weekend, so we'll have family meetups around the country on that weekend, which is always a great thing. But Mr. Nauman, you got some shows coming up. Aren't you going to be seeing Shin Hati soon?
Yes. So 3 shows coming up. Tampa Bay Comic-Con. Aiden's at that. I'm going to get my Beta helmet signed there, so that'd be great. Early September, we have Fanboy Expo in Orange County Convention Center. That'll be Brendan, Latif, and Barry.
Yep.
Barry will be there. All 3 will be there, which will be great.
You get to see Baza.
And then, yes, Baza. Anyway, and then at, oh my gosh, I forget the name of it now. It'll come to me in a minute. There's another comic. Oh, Carla Comic-Con. There's a lot of the Ahsoka team there for that as well. So I'm looking to see Nirvana at that. So yes, all exciting stuff in my area.
So, John, as somebody who is, has had some insight because of certain people you might be related to, kind of scenario, what was your thoughts on some of the reveals for D23?
Yeah. So I have to be careful what I say. They were not surprising to me, but it was great to see that they finally announced them, and that it's great to see that there's going to be quite a large expansion of attractions, particularly at Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom, both interior and exterior to the current park premises. So that's great. There's a lot more detail that they haven't quite released yet. I won't say a lot more, but that's a little bit more that they haven't released yet, which will excite a lot of people. But it's kind of good in a way that what Disney are doing is they are giving more the public more exposure to a lot of franchises which they haven't done on the East Coast, and I'll say East Coast. So that's good. That's exciting. So yeah, it's all good stuff, and have had some slight insights into a little bit more than what's public, but it looks great. It looks great. I'm very excited.
What is your favorite? And everybody in the chat chime in as well. What's your favorite, or what announcement from D23 are you most excited about?
In terms of Disney parks?
Parks or the announcements in general, whichever.
I'll take parks. I'm a massive Indiana Jones fan, so I'm really excited about that project.
Indy for Dinosaur, yeah, that's a big one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's going to be unique compared to what's on the West Coast. So, not that what's on the West Coast is it's great. Don't get me wrong, I love that old school stuff. It's brilliant. I still enjoy that attraction, but I'm really excited about that. That to me is a major deal. So yeah, I think that's probably the big one for me. So, but yeah,
I'm okay with them getting rid of Town Player personally. I mean, I was never a fan. So
boo, Truex, boo, boo.
I mean, Cars Land.
I now need to go back and like ride that and play on Tom Sawyer Island just to say that I did before it goes away.
I mean,
I'll swim in the lake.
Yeah. I mean, I like Cars Land. I mean, Cars Land is probably one of the best things over at DCA. So
it is very much so. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy till it crazy till it kind of is less than new again, because Cars Land has been around at DCA forever, but it's still one of the longest waits in the park. Everybody wants to get on that.
Right.
I think I'm excited about for parks is the potential for, and I haven't even looked at specifics of what they've even announced, if they've announced any, for Villains Land.
Yes.
That's I want to sit here and like potentially be looking at the Beast's Castle.
Yeah.
But right over here adjacent is that's the kind of thing that I'm looking forward to see what they pack into that.
Yep.
You mean, John, you're not excited about the new Pirates bar that's opening?
Yes. I have to be careful what I say.
I know.
Yes. And one other thing related.
Cool.
So, yeah. Yes.
He's got classes Jack Sparrow. We knew it.
Yeah, and I agree with Dave. I think the villains portion is very exciting for me. It's going to be unique to Disney. It's something they haven't done before.
No, I think that's going to be really cool. And then again, the coaster that was just waiting to be designed for so long, the door ride for Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
It's like, as soon as we saw that, we're like, that's a ride. Why is it taking you so long to build it? But
so we'll keep talking about it. Let's start the episode, and then we can keep our usual shenanigans. So whenever you're ready with 10-second countdown.
That would involve me being ready with the 10-second countdown. So everybody get ready. Make sure your Disney Plus is queued up. And here we go. Ta-da.
So yeah, obviously, I'm excited about Thrones Land. I'm actually shocked it's taken this long to announce a freaking Hercules musical. Like, that movie to me screamed Broadway. Like, as soon as I saw it.
Yeah.
And I think it's the most underrated Disney movie.
I mean, for those of you watching the watch along, don't skip the recap. Always watch the recap. Find all the things. Oh, yes. Mandalorians everywhere.
And they now that he's in the fold, if Hugh Jackman's not in the Greatest Showman Broadway show, they're doing themselves a major disservice.
Yeah, at least to, maybe if he's not like the regular and there all the time, to do a shortish stint.
Right.
Do the magic hand thingy. Yeah, that'll be the fun thing that I want to know is, since allegedly the Acolyte is canceled, is Marvel, are you casting Manny Jacinto? Anybody? Is he an Agatha all along? Come on.
Well, we know that he's in Freakier Friday, so he's about to do the trifecta if he does.
Yeah. I mean, you've got him in the Disney. Let's get him in. Oh,
I think he's gonna be the new Golden Boy, honestly.
Yeah, this scene right here is like the Darksaber. It's like that took so long explaining in my house afterwards, because I'm sitting there going, "Oh, it's the thing with the stuff," and they're like, "What's the big deal? He's got a lightsaber." It's like, no, damn it, no, it's not just.
There's lore, man.
Yes.
I love the last two episodes when we watched it, and knowing everything we know, especially going into the movie.
Over on Instagram, I don't think that shows up in our regular comments, is Hunter Reed. It's they better do the wrong lever. The crawl.
That'd be fantastic.
Yes. Yeah, what's up, Hunter? Now he's over here. He's in both. We're on all the places.
All the places, doing the things, doing the stuff.
Yes. This is one of the interesting, like this is when they kind of started expanding and world building, is you've got Mando and Grogu walking down kind of the seedy back alley at night. It's kind of a Star Wars place we hadn't seen at this point, because this was, this is before Andor, where we got all the seedy back alleys.
Right. Or even in Mando season 3, when they're in the lower levels of Coruscant.
Yeah.
But the graffiti on here is fantastic, And this guy, who's obviously in Pirates of the Caribbean as well, and has done some cons already.
It's been so long since I saw this episode, I've forgotten how great it is.
Oh yeah, these are good, solid episodes. Look, it's Tyson and Jake Paul. No, that's not
well, so if you've ever been to San Diego Comic-Con, they have one hangar that's pretty much open format for autographs. That's not necessarily, it's not on the floor. You have to take a sky bridge to go to this one room where they might have like 20 to 30 actors. And I was so excited. I had my John Rosengrant photo signed of the mob boss ready for John Leguizamo, and John canceled. And I was just like, oh.
But you went and right near where he was supposed to be, you found several other Star Wars property people to go and talk to. One that was completely unexpected. But we, you know, right down the thing, we went and we talked and checked in with Keone Young. And then what was the name of the guy that was around behind Keone?
So next to Keone was Phil Lamar. So you had two Star Wars go next to each other. But it was David Chung, who was an ISB officer in Andor.
Yes, that's who I was thinking of.
Who was very nice. He was a lovely guy that we sat there and we talked for a couple of minutes with him.
Yeah.
And little do we know how funny it was. Well, you knew because you guys texted me when, you know, Mark showed up, you know, at SpongeBob. But, oh, look, Nathan Hamill. Let's go say hi to Nathan Hamill.
Well, yes, why not? I still need to order that. I really want to see like Nathan's new book after that.
Right.
But all the guns. See, this again is just Din Djarin's style. It's like, let's just get shot at all the time.
Plus, it's Brendan.
Whistling birds. Uh-oh.
See, that's the thing is I like playing who's in the suit. Who is
it? I love that Grogu presses the button. It's like, nope.
Press the button. Boom. See, because this I'm betting is Latif.
Yeah.
You can usually tell, I mean, for a couple of reasons, the height difference and the way he wears the helmet is slightly different too.
I love the fact that they're trying to punch the bucket with a bare hand.
Yeah, that's probably not the best of plans.
So, according to Tim at the panel, he was supposed to be in season 4, but he does not know anything about the movie. Red herring?
But we've heard that. Well, we've heard both things. We've heard that the movie is season 4, and we've heard that the movie is most decidedly not season 4. Right. So all the things could still be true. Is Tim could be in season 4, and the movie could not be season 4. Is again, I am personally hoping. I think it would be cool if the movie is kind of a prequel, like not a prequel, because we do see Mando without Grogu, but I like some of that lost kind of 3 years-ish, that time where Din and Grogu are really bonding while he's looking for his people, or before he finds Luke Skywalker and that sort of thing. I think there got to be compelling stories to be told in there.
Right.
But other stuff could be fun too.
Oh. I don't know if it's an official quote from Tim or just a rumor, but I hear that he said that Boba was not involved in the movie.
Yeah.
Because of the reaction of the fans to the Book of Boba Fett, which I find, I mean, I'd be shocked if that's an official quote, but I would be surprised because I actually like the series.
Look, it's the Razor Crest. R.I.P. the Razor Crest.
Well, is it really R.I.P.? Because we saw that sizzle reel from D23 that had Zeb.
Again, lends credence to my concept that it could be a prequel or going back. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so one of my favorite stories that we heard from John Goodson in San Francisco was when he heard that the Razor Crest was getting blown up, he said to Filoni, "You just killed off one of your main characters. Why would you do that?" He's like, "Well, it's done." Well, guess what? Razor Crest might be back.
No one is ever really gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that was also really cool that he brought, John, which you missed. John brought one of the original models that he built of the Razor Crest.
Wow.
To his table. Mm-hmm. And Hal had a Davy Jones CGI claw with him.
He did.
Which you would have loved.
Don't say anymore. Please don't say it.
Oh, yeah. No, Hal was totally prepared at the thing because he's sitting there. He's got props on his table. He's he had a laptop playing his greatest hits, all the things that he's been involved in, and all sorts of stuff going. So it's just like, wow.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of my favorite conversations, it was on one of the watch-alongs with Hal, was, I visited one of the sets shortly after they wrapped up. Oh gosh, was it the original or was it Deadman? I'm trying to remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They finished production, and I said, "Well, I was there," and he said, "Yep, that was the beach we used." And I remember saying, "There was dye in the water." He was like, "Yep, we used dye in the water." And so it was just great to kind of check all those boxes that, my gosh, you were actually there. I was like, "Yep, I was there just after production."
I think out of all the things that we did, the one thing that we all geeked out over, I think John would have as much, is, oh my God, there's Lauren Pearson.
Mm.
Oh yeah, that's right. Between the lines, you weren't there either. When I texted Dave, he's like, "I can't, what?" He was so angry at the airport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
I did. I completely missed out on that. But again, I got home in time to see Chuck Norris. So found out again at open house tonight is that there's some kids that I teach and their parents were like several rows behind me in line. And I'm like, why did you not just scream out at me? You were in line with Chuck Norris with me. I didn't. No.
Right.
Yeah, one of my favorite memories from Celebration Chicago was meeting Lon. He had he made time to talk to people and talk about his memories. That was wonderful. Very, very good memory of.
But it was literally Hal's giving his spiel. He's up on the rock, and he's like, Lauren Pearson, and we're all like,
nice. Here we go. I really love the parts of the Mandalorian that are so much a Western. Like the whole show's not that. It changed. They did parts this, part that, but just this could be take out Din Djarin, put in Clint Eastwood. Same thing.
Now, don't be standing there holding your hands in pain. Give it up for the Waco Kid.
Oh boy.
Don't know. Mongo only pawn in Game of Life.
And then this level of you just left the kid on the speeder bike. Everybody's after the kid, and you just left him like in the saddlebags. There he is.
And then you got the Weequay,
around.
Which we talked about this as well, as how this set was repurposed in Obi-Wan Kenobi on Tatooine when Luke and Uncle Owen went looking for some parts.
Yeah. I'm looking for a man to hug and kiss.
Amanda hug and kiss.
And you're like, wait, what happened? Boba Fett lost some weight there.
Yeah.
Like, Boba
I remember
him fast.
He was on this. He was on the
like-
subway diet. Wouldn't it have been great instead of saying, you know, what are you doing here, stranger? If you said, what if you're doing here, pilgrim?
Yeah. Well, and he's sitting there going like, Din doesn't immediately get that that's not a Mandalorian that I'm, you know, he's wearing like his shirt and pants. He doesn't really get it until he takes off the helmet and is like, why is Din at this point not heard of Mandalorians that just don't have the helmet fetish that his sect does?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a perfect example of, like, you know, you're married into you're born into a region, you believe in all the beliefs of your community or everything around you, and everything you know around you might not be as worldly as you imagine it to be. And all, wait a minute, there's more people like us, but different. Like,
Yes. What? Where do you think I bought it off some Jawas? That's the.
Obviously, look at the helmet. Clean cost extra.
Indeed.
Marshall Cobb Vance. What kind of stupid name is that?
Well, this is what's brought us, like, you know, 3 different versions of the Boba Fett helmet. Is you have the standard Empire Strikes Back, you have this super distressed, and then you have the Earl Shive version that, you know,
Yeah.
is coming up. But
you know, famously, Fett's helmet, well, Boba's helmets always have that little dent.
mm-hmm.
Who caused that?
I thought it was Cad Bane.
I was pretty sure that was Cad Bane as well. Oh, earthquake. What happened? No. Tatooine quake. What would you call that? What do you call an earthquake on Tatooine? Is it?
Tremors.
Only if we can get Kevin Bacon in Star Wars.
Yeah. Hey, if they can get him in the X-Men and to Guardians of the Galaxy and the Marvelverse.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Watch out for the womp rats. Hey, look, it's Snuffy.
Yeah. Well, see, but they were better here than in the show that was all about them.
Right.
And I mean look at that CG on that right there. That's pretty slick.
That's almost like the sand turning into the face of Imhotep in The Mummy.
Mm-hmm. Sandworm, Beetlejuice. Wait, no.
A couple more weeks.
Yep, getting close.
Just looking at it.
Like, why don't you just jump on its back and ride it? You know.
There's no way they would stand on that porch just still looking at it. They'd be all over the place.
Well, Din just doesn't know what it is. I'm sure he's like, for a Mandalorian that travels the galaxy he's not particularly worldly or galaxy.
Well, that's what we're talking about. It's like, you know, if you've never traveled outside of your state and you start seeing certain things, you know, you know, and next thing you know, you're at a pub and you're asking for a pint and you have no idea what a pint is. I mean, those sort of things happen. You both know exactly where I was going with that.
Oh, not
It's perfect, it's a perfect analogy if you think about it.
Fifth Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America. Fifth Amendment.
Good idea.
The blessing.
Exactly.
I mean, Dave, your couch is comfortable, but
Indeed.
so
Yeah, so look, riding speeder bikes.
What's that?
And look, there's one of your Easter eggs right there. It's like, See, this is how Easter eggs should go. Does that make any difference to the plot for people who don't know what that is? No. You can enjoy it and go, hey, that's a cool speeder bike. And then the rest of us who are like, who have paid close attention and watched all the Star Wars, we're like, wait, is that's the thing?
Great footage on HoloNet.
Yeah, that's very Starship Troopers.
Would you like to learn more?
Hell yeah, fun thing.
They need to do more shows together. I know the cast of Starship Troopers just did a full show together.
Yeah, Starship Troopers could definitely have another rebooty thing.
So even back when we were kids, we used to see movies about the future. Have you noticed as we got more and more like an adult, they're not showing the future anymore. They're showing the past. Like we're not seeing futuristic movies anymore.
I mean, yeah, because even though it's science fantasy, Star Wars that's a long, long ago in a galaxy far, far away. The closest you get is Star Trek. We still, we have Discovery going. We have, Strange New Worlds, even though Strange New Worlds is back in time from the main time of Star Trek. But yeah, you don't. I don't know.
No flying cars, no hoverboards.
No.
Why is he in the middle of a desert with an ice cream maker? That's not going to save you.
Well, it depends on what's in it. When you got all your credits in there.
But in fairness, Star Trek's never been futuristic, though, has it really?
What? What? How has Star Trek not been futuristic? Star Trek. Okay, now we're gonna fight. Star Trek made the iPad. Okay, created the cell phone. Right there, from the Star Trek. Yeah. I see how it is. That's the future, but you are somewhat semi-right too that it's the future and it's futuristic, but do a lot of the new Star Trek shows go as out of the way to show the new technology from that future? No, they're pretty much resting on what Roddenberry created.
What Dave said.
Yeah. You'll be happy to know, John, that when I did my opening spiel on our bus, I did the whole speech about the van in Fanboys on the speaker.
That was necessary.
I thought it was absolutely necessary because we were about to storm the ranch. So
yes.
Exactly.
There it goes. Oh, there's the rangefinder. Still so many things that we wanted to see. There's Rocket Fire and Boba Fett, but it's not Boba Fett.
Boba Vanth.
Yes.
Marshall Fett.
It's like you got the Wish.com version of Boba Fett.
I ordered him on Temu.
Yeah, no more of that. Oh yeah, sure. I bought like 48 by 10. No, they're 4 by 6s.
Somebody needs to redo their centimeters conversions. Oh my. Oh, nope. Hiding. And here you go. Now, these again look awful lot like Tusken Raider puppies look a lot like Klingon dogs.
They do.
It's like, what? For all the things he doesn't know, he speaks Tusken. It's like, what's going on? What's that? See, that is what I want to see more of. Is we need more like Cobb Vanth.
Well, we know he was in the Bacta tank.
Oh
so.
yeah, no, he's still an option. Tuscan Sign Language. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who doesn't want to kill the Great Dragon? That's what we do.
And give it up for I can't pronounce his name, but Troy, who won an Oscar for Coda, not far after he.
Mm-hmm.
And the dog's like drooling over Grogu.
Yeah. What do they call those things now with the
I don't remember what you
mine
Tuscan fruity.
there was a name for them. There was a name.
Yeah.
I forget what.
Oh, so one thing we failed to talk about earlier as well is that they announced that in November a documentary about John Williams is going to be coming out.
Ooh. There you go. Look, fire.
Ooh.
Don't inhale till the tip glows.
See, again, right here, not that bad. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit, but it's not Snuffleupagus.
Right.
Right in single file to hide their numbers.
Indeed.
I should have that T-shirt made like Skip. I write in single file to hide my numbers.
Dave breaks out the pen. There you go. John Knopman. I ride in single files to hide behind.
Can I copyright that?
Absolutely. So one thing, John, that we absolutely loved that we got to do on the West Coast is the fire over Batu was actually to be able to watch the fireworks over the spires and have specialized music.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, I've seen it. It's excellent. Really good. It made it when I saw that, it made me miss the Galactic Spectacular that was at Hollywood Studios that they retired just around the pandemic. That was such a great show.
That was a great show.
Oh, the ones they had on the screen in front of the Chinese theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, wasn't this the sequence that Hal told us about? Was it this part?
One of them, yeah.
About, yeah.
that didn't go somewhere such as planned.
You gotta love those Irish shots. It's total Western.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not the scale. I didn't have time to paint it or anything. No, Doc, it's great.
That would have been a good Easter egg.
Oh, John, you weren't here yet, but I got a hoverboard to get signed.
Wow, that is really cool.
Yep, I gotta put the stickers on it because I got the Mattel stickers to try to make it as close as possible.
Yes.
You know, it's funny. When I met Christopher Lloyd, he's a very quiet man. He's very shy. Doesn't have a lot to say. But if you engage him in the right way, he'll talk to you. And I remember talking to him about a film he did called The Dream Team, and he just looked at me and went, "Yeah." He was thrilled that we talked about that project, that part of his work, I should say, and he talked a lot about it.
I had a moment like that when I met Tom Berenger, because I went to obviously get something for Major League, but I talked about a movie he filmed called Rustler's Rhapsody.
Ooh.
And he was like, no one brings that up. I'm like, why not? And he's like, exactly.
See, my favorite Tom Berenger film is Last of the Dogmen.
That's a good one. But obviously then afterwards we talked about Major League because you have to.
Am I the only one that really likes Major League 2?
No, Major League 2 is great.
Those are hilarious.
It's a brilliant movie.
So did anybody else, I think I posted it, but did anybody see the Revenge of the Nerds reunion clip from their panel from New Jersey Horror?
No.
So they asked Larry B. David to sing the rap from the first movie.
Oh, yeah.
And he not only got up and sang it with the cast behind him, but Wormser got up and moonwalked onto the stage and did the whole part of the dance with him at the end of the song. But he did the whole rap. And I was like, that is so cool.
It's one of those moments I remember from London meeting Mike Edmonds, and again, not many people understand the reference, but I went over to Mike and we got talking. I said, "Well, show me your hands," and he said, "Why?" I said, "Because it's the safety dance."
I was talking to him about Time Bandits, how that movie scared the living crap out of me. So
that's another really underrated movie, Time Bandits.
I was very frightened for a long time for my parents to go near a toaster. after that movie.
There you go.
You know, what was on TV the other day? It was kind of moderate success back in the 80s, but it was really good. Starman
Oh yeah,
with Jeff
That
Bridges.
Jeff Bridges, yeah.
See, I had forgotten how much of the depth into the Tuscans that we got in Mando is that
Right.
continued, and it really fleshed out the Tuscan people and the way they live in Book of Boba Fett. But I had forgotten how much of that was still in this episode. Is they had really just gone to add so much depth to just these faceless evil creatures from
Well,
from
just talking about that, yeah. I mean, we had this impression about a lot of these side characters from whatever capacity, and now we're getting them thanks to Favreau and Filoni.
Yeah.
More like I mean, we look at the display from D23 of Skeleton Crew. You get the werewolf. It looks like the werewolf from the Cantina in The New Hope.
Yeah. And you got, your new cute kid Max Rebo, but
Right.
but changed, because didn't they totally change Max Rebo? Because original Max Rebo, didn't he play with his feet or something?
That's correct. That's what Simon Williamson said. He played with his feet. So we should have asked Tamara, which I should have worn my somehow Max Rebo returns T-shirt, but
that would have been a good one.
Yes.
I just want to touch back on a point Dave made a minute ago. Again, how much of this episode was a setup for Book of Boba Fett. But, as Dave was saying, if you think about it, in New Hope, they were seen as creatures that were just wandering the wastelands, making as much as they could out of their lives, whatever they were doing. If you think about it, with Phantom Menace, they were shooting from, the stands, right?
Right.
At the pod race. But then when you get into Sith, that's where they become, creatures that are personified as just being, completely devoid of any respect for human life.
Yeah. But there's been a lot. There's been a lot to go. This does this, like we said. Book of Boba Fett does this. The Obi-Wan Kenobi novel and audio drama is talks a lot about the Tuscan people. He does a lot of interacting with Tuscans in that. That's big.
So, did he draw the short straw?
Enjoy some smelly water.
It was just the detail in this episode is just absolutely incredible.
Oh yeah, there's so much. There's so much to be done here. Is you've got these huge props that they're making this giant catapult or giant crossbow or whatever it is, and then you've got the amount of digging that's all kind of practical effects and stuff here.
I don't know if when we're on the watch along, I typically put the subtitles on, and when subtitles just come up, indistinct chattering.
Yeah.
distinct chattering. I think Pete should have a T-shirt when he goes to Japan that says Abby normal.
Ooh. Well, apparently now I am Spencer and you are me.
That's okay. I can be Dave.
All the crazy goes.
I can be Dave just for a day. But did you see the way that their I don't know what you call them, binoculars?
Tubes or whatever.
Tubes. Yeah.
I don't know.
They were kind of focusing left, right, and up and down. That was cool.
Oh, looky there. He's back.
Run away, run away, run away, run away. This does remind me of Holy Grail.
Oh, it does. Away. Yeah, that's very Monty Python.
Run away.
Roaring. It's like, shoot it, shoot it, shoot it a lot.
Killer rabbit.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Dank Ferrick. Oh,
why does he need the telescope? I thought he had a
pulling the barrels down. He's going under. It's very Jaws. Nope. Yes, let us throw grenades at it. I don't know.
Well, it'd be almost like stoning.
Oh, run away. Run away.
Put another barrel on her. Ain't you watching her?
Yeah. We're going to pull this out. Just like a couple of guys on the road.
I was waiting for someone to get dragged. There you go.
Oh, that didn't work. Run away. Run away. Oh, look. It belches acid. That wasn't fun.
That's not fair. Come on. If they blow it up, even more acid's gonna.
Yeah, that's like that was just a little blowing up.
What do you mean? Well, the thing that's crazy about this, and what's coming up, is how Mando decides to pull a Drax, the Destroyer.
Oh yeah. It's like, man, that Beskar is a fabulous thing. It's like, okay, he just like belched acid on all these people and dissolved them. I think I can make it. It'll be okay. Really? Have you tried that before? Was that in the manual for this stuff?
Right?
And now it's pissed off.
Mm.
You see what happens when you got the high ground?
Yes.
That's cool.
Well, but right there, what's the remedy for the high ground? Jetpacks. Portable high ground.
They fly now.
And a boomstick.
And here comes the Rocketeer too.
Boom.
I love when Mando got his jetpack for the armorer. Said, "You're gonna need a lot of practice." Okay. He goes up. He's like ready to go. You know, doesn't burn his cape. He's the expert.
Cobb Vanth is surprisingly good with the jetpack for a guy who just, bought his armor off some Jawas. Oh, behind us. Oh, here we go again.
That's just going to piss him off.
Yeah, that's like when they hit with the little too small rocket, the AT-AT in Rogue One or something, and it just kind of like looks back at him. Whoa! that jetpack has the most issues with that.
That's the kind of thing I would do in real life.
Like, hold on to the man.
Bye. Oh, poor Snuffy. Can't do that. What has he done to deserve that? Lugs all that stuff out there in the heat.
Uh-oh.
See, now Mandalorian gets eaten. It fades to black. Get the big blue screen. It says written and directed by Ryan Johnson.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
My subtitle said, all yelp.
Yelp.
Boom.
Like you said, where is the acid spewing from his stomach?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get that. Or again, it's the thing that we see. What kind of makes Star Wars different than Star Trek is they don't explain what protects the soft goods on a Mandalorian. Is
Right.
we see earlier in season 1 when he's got the older stuff is there's some sort of electronic component under there. Is he really surrounded by like a force field? Is the armor putting that off to protect everything in between? Like if this was Star Trek, we would have a full 35 minutes explaining the minutia of how he was able to do that. Well, if
you remember in the episode,
yeah.
remember the episode Return of the Mandalorian in the Book of Boba Fett, and he slices his leg with a darksaber. All of a sudden, oh, here comes Paz Vizsla with a Bacta spray, and look, the soft goods are sewn up.
Magic.
Why didn't they take a bit of apart to eat, why didn't they take part of the great dragon as a souvenir?
I think that was the deal that there's the pearl. That's what we're digging through the whole thing for.
It's like that power surge, a coaxium that Boss Nass is holding at the end of Phantom Menace. We all collectively lost our shit at this point.
Oh yeah, like there's the twin sons, and then like ooh 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 ooh.
It's that guy with the thing. Is that?
Yes.
Is Boba all eaten up by the Sarlacc?
Very cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us tonight. looking at this as a recap, knowing everything we know, how's this episode pan up for you, Dave?
Like you said, it'd been a while since I've seen this, and I had forgotten a lot of the detail and stuff in it. I mean, I remember, oh, it's Cobb Vanth, and he meets him, and the armor and the stuff and the this, but I had forgotten so much of the Tusken detail that Mando speaks Tusken and the sign language and all the things. I had forgotten about even the Anakin's pod being like Cobb Vanth's speeder. So much goodness that you can go back and get that in the rewatches of this stuff. I think that's my favorite part.
What about you, John? What's your impression?
Yeah, for me, it'll. Yeah, I agree with Dave, but I think for me, it's the reveal of Boba at the end. You know, it was rumored, we weren't sure, and you know, how would this play out? And then when we saw him at the end, it was like, oh, what?
Well, and the fact that it was actually Tamora doing this, it's you know, it's like boom.
Yeah, good episode though. Like Dave said, it brings back good memories about watching it for the first time and realizing a lot of the detail and some of the Easter eggs, how good that was. So.
Absolutely. So thank you all for joining us again. Next week, we're actually going to be watching the season finale of season 2, which I'm very excited about that. And then we'll probably jump into Fett before season 3.
Nice. Well, yeah, because that's really...
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to go to 2.5 before we go to 3.
That's exactly right.
But Dave, there's a whole lot of stuff going on in the network. What's going on in the next couple of weeks?
So on the network, we've got coming up this weekend is an episode of The Unifying Force. We're going to go back and kind of recap all things, our opinions on all things like San Diego Comic-Con D23, including like Deadpool and the Wolverine, is all those things. We've got coming up, like Spencer said, on the network. We've got on Monday, we've got Mark Von Olen's interviews that happened on the Family Vacation. We'll have that airing for you at noon on Monday. Rebels Revisited back Monday night. We're winding down on Rebels Revisited. There's not too many of those left, so you need to catch Mark and Ashley and all the Rebels goodness. And then Tuesday we'll have the Zoom. Right? Is come join us live and come back and forth, have the little discussion. It's not always just the Star Wars. It's not just what we're talking about here with Mandalorian. It's any and all Star Wars geek news and anything that whoever shows up wants to talk about. So
Absolutely.
Always.
So a lot of great stuff going on. Don't forget this weekend, the meetup at Saturday at Colorado Springs Comic-Con at the Trinity. Go see Juan Solo and Bree, 2 great members that we got to spend a lot of time with over at the Family Vacation. Juan's a hoot if you get him going. So very excited about that. And obviously,
get Juan going.
What's that?
It does not take a lot to get Juan going.
No, he's like, you get one thing and he goes off on a tangent, and that's just him, and that's his charm. But no, we're very excited about the rest of this year, and obviously, you know, as information comes out, there has been talks on a couple of the chat boards that pre-sales for autographs and photo ops and send-ins for Celebration are going to start before Christmas.
Wow.
Dang it. Apparently my children aren't getting crap for Christmas.
Well, it looks like
no fun in the O'Neill household this year.
Well, he said it all right there. I don't have to allude to anything, Dave, because
that's it. No Hanukkah present for you, Spencer. Pre-orders.
No Hanukkah, no Christmas, no birthday.
Oh yes,
I got all 3 in December.
Indeed, you do.
That's why I'm waiting for Manny Jacinto to do a US con so I can cross him off my list, because right now, out of the list we have for Celebration, he's one, Doug Chang is two.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, will I probably get it tomorrow? Probably, because I keep on missing him. But if I can get people in Japan that I can't typically get on the US market, I would much rather hold off on tomorrow.
Yeah.
And why didn't you get tomorrow? Oh, you were in Italy.
Oh, do you know how many people gave my brother crap at Scum about that?
I was not one of them. Not I.
No, you were not. But Sterling was there like, oh, so you're the one who took him away from Celebration. Okay.
I would have bought him a drink. Do it again. Do it again.
Oh, no, but he had a great time. Came to see what we do. And, I know that. No, but yeah, I mean, like I said, Manny Jacinto is my number one, and Doug Chang's my number two right now. And especially since I got that picture signed by John Goodson with Doug Chang.
Well, and what can you not get Doug Chang to sign? Like I dare you.
Well, I think I'm going to at least bring season 1's art book with me, as much as a schlep as that's going to be.
Yeah.
I would probably get that signed. And obviously the shot with Goodson that has signed from Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Which I want to give it up to Stephen McDaniel, who was on our trip, who actually got a dual signed shot. He got Eod at Bunta, and he got Tim in Chicago.
I heard that story, and Tim was apparently having great fun with that one.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I don't blame him for getting that shot, dual sign.
Oh yeah,
it's a great one.
Good job.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will see you again next Thursday with the season 2 finale. So until next week, from Dave and from the governor, this is saying, this is the way.
We have spoken. This is our way.
May the force be with you.